This early in the morning, all still well in Peter Danks' world. That's when the pasture looks just the way he likes it.
No people around, the cattle in the pasture and the little inn. It all makes a nice picture.
His inn isn't open for another 2 hours. The enemies of this idyllic place haven't turned up yet, so Danks can devote himself entirely to the cows he knows and loves.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
The animals are free to do more or less whatever they please. He even lets them choose whether to stay in the stalls or go outside. Democracy comes to the meadow.
Up.
This crowd has voted with their feet, or hooves.
It's just about unanimous. The last one is going toward the stall. What are you looking at? She's a pretty one. Yes, they've all left you behind. Come on.
Danks gets along with his animals. Human beings are another matter. And when it comes to environmentalists, they're a real thorn in his side. He loves nature too, but there are ways things have to be done around here.
These eco-weirdos, as I call them, they say great things, but not one of them would ever carry firewood. We don't say great things, we just do our work, and we also have no need for health clubs.
Dafür brauchen wir auch kein Fitnessstudio.
For Danks, the only thing worse than the eco-weirdos are the mountain bikers. More and more of them have discovered the alpine paths of the Allgäu region. If it were up to him, there'd be signs all over the place forbidding them.
Mountain bikers are a blight on the landscape. They treat it as their personal playground. They don't even notice the beauty around them. They have no respect for other people's property. They think it's all there just for them.
But it's really here for them. The holidaymakers call these animals cows, but they're calves who can't give milk yet or bear young. Their only job now is to graze. While Peter Danks keeps a watchful eye on them.
Margit, grüß dich.
That's his assistant. Danks hasn't had this many animals here in 20 years. But now the state of Bavaria is paying a bonus of €30 for each cow kept out on the field.
It's a shame they have to pay money to encourage people to keep animals the way they should be kept. In Allgäu, the tourists were complaining about too few cows. Tourists love to see cows.
Now man and beast can cuddle up together. The German Alps in their new role as a petting zoo. That's why 500 metres down the valley, the stalls are empty. Willy Bernhard doesn't miss his animals. He can always get others. It would be different with his wife. He only has one of those. For Willy Bernhard, the bonuses from the EU and Bavaria are entirely welcome. Finally, something useful out of Brussels, he says. For farmers like him, life has become a bit easier. It will do the cows good to graze in the mountain meadows, and it saves him a lot of work. But who's up there doing all that work? Peter Danks. It's not unusual for him to stand ankle-deep in cow dung.
Sometimes it gets pretty messy.
Then it's a quick change of clothes before company arrives. 50 veterinarians are coming to call. Cowherd Danks reports on how things are and voices his greatest worry. What will happen when he retires?
If the next person does nothing for 5 years, it'll be back to the wilderness it was 15 years ago. It has to be maintained.
Meanwhile, he's still busy dealing with the chaos around him. Mountain bikers, eco-weirdos and a really formidable foe, the thistle.
Without gloves, it's definitely not fun.
So it's thistle versus cowherd, animal versus tourist, and dung versus mountain biker. The perfect harmony of flora and fauna, man and nature, is something that can maybe be only fully appreciated from a distance.